Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Very warm welcome to each one who is joining us for this fantastic webinar that we have planned for you today. The webinar is on the topic of economics, one of the most well-known field of study in social science area. We will be talking about economics, how this is as a subject for a career, and also economics, how we do it at OP Jindal Global University. This is Ankur Bora. I am the head of outreach and international admissions at JGU. We are located in Delhi NCR. The format of the discussion today will be that I will be speaking, giving you a presentation of about 30 to 40 minutes on our program, our campus, the university, anything that you want to know about our admission processes, our international collaborations. So first 30 to 40 minutes, I will be doing that. And followed by a Q&A session. So I will be only taking questions at the end of this session and not in between. So if you have any questions, you can type it in the chat box or the questions box, so I can see whatever you are writing there. So but I will be only taking those questions at the end. So anytime during this presentation you feel like you need to ask certain questions, just jot it down, but remember, I will only take it at the end. So let me begin by first sharing my presentation with you. Give me a couple of minutes. Okay, so as I said, yes, the session is the A to Z of BA Honors Economics program at JGU. Thank you so much. So, OP Jindal University, as all of you or some of you at least, I'm hoping are aware, we are one of leading university, if not the number one university for social sciences in India. We are a very young university. We were established in the year 2009, and in our 10 years small journey, we have come a long way from a law school that started from about 100 students, and today we have almost about 5,000 students who stay on our residential campus in Sonipat, Delhi NCR. So yes, geographically we are located in Haryana, Sonipat. But for those of you who may not be aware, Sonipat is just about a 90 minutes drive away from Delhi International Airport or anywhere in the center of Delhi. We also run regular shuttle buses from the nearest metro station. We are very accessible to Delhi, so that makes us. There are 2 points. One is it has benefits that we are away geographically from Delhi, outside of Delhi, but still we commute to Delhi every day for our for our entertainment, for our work, for our internships, company projects. So that has a dual benefit. So we Jindal is now recognized as an Institute of Eminence by Ministry of HRD, Government of India. Institute of Eminence means that, and again, this should be clear with the students. There are about 900 plus universities in India, and only 20 universities out of those 900 got this recognition from Ministry of HRD. And that recognition, in simple words, says that the government believes in the vision of OP Jindal Global University. The government believes that we have come a long way. Even though we are 10 years young, we are now amongst top 800 universities in the world, top 2.67% of the universities in the world. Imagine, students, we are in 10 years, we are competing with universities which are 300, 400, 500 years old. Top 800 universities in the world have names like Oxford, Stanford, Harvard, those kind of places. So the vision of Jindal is to be a global place of learning, and we benchmark ourselves with global institutions, Ivy League institutions in the West, or some of the fabulous institutions that you see around the globe. And we are able, and the Institute of Eminence says that has given us an added responsibility, which says that in the next 10 years, Jindal should be breaking in top 500 universities in the world. I know this is very important here that, another thing that you should note is that OP Jindal Global University is the only private social sciences university to be given this tag. All the other universities are related to sciences or engineering or medicine, but in private space, private university says Jindal is the only university to have this purely on our social sciences based education. So that immediately gives you a standout university to think of. If you are a student of Jindal, you are a student who is studying in an institution of eminence. And how did we become an institution of eminence? I think there are 7 factors that are very important to us and should be important to all of you young students who are evaluating universities right now. And maybe you're in grade 12, you're grade 11, or even if my colleagues from schools, my teachers or career counselors, when you guide students, please always judge any university by these 7 criteria. The number 1 criteria, I think, is faculty. Who will teach you the program for next 3 years or 5 years, whatever is the duration of your degree in Jindal? If you join Jindal, there are about 600 plus international faculty that teach and stay. They are not visiting faculty. They are full-time faculty who stay on campus and who have been teaching at Jindal for last many years. Please go through our faculty profile. You will find people from Oxford, Stanford, Harvard, Sciences Po in Paris, King's College London, London School of Economics, you name it, and that person will be there in Jindal teaching. We are very proud of. I can stick my neck out and say no other university has the kind of the quality of faculty that we have is our power excellence. Another important thing why we have been able to break into global rankings is our emphasis on interdisciplinarity. All our subjects, and there are about 9 schools in Jindal, all our schools are interconnected. We believe and we live by this mission that we should not compartmentalize education. So that means, in simple terms, a student of my School of Economics is free to take a course probably in writing from School of Journalism, or my student of law is free to take a course on art and design, probably from my School of Architecture. So this interdisciplinarity is the soul of our education. This flexibility which was missing in India higher education setup, where you see a lot of very good institutions set up in the past. Based on engineering, you have the IITs. For medicine, you have the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Management, you have IIMs. But if you see across India, in the Indian higher education setup, there are very few interdisciplinary educational institutions, and that is where we came in and we said, set up this university which will be interdisciplinary in nature. Infrastructure and facilities, we are, I think, one of the best campuses that you can have in any university, for any university in India. We are a residential campus, as I said in the beginning. So we have infrastructure in the sense that I love my campus. I stay on campus because we all have to stay on campus. So I love the vibe on campus, the infrastructure in terms of swimming pool to banks to post office to eating outlets, food court, you name it, we have it there. So infrastructure wise, and I will recommend you guys to go online on YouTube. There is a virtual, you can just type in virtual tour JGU, and you will have a 10-minute video that will showcase you the best of our campus, right from our main gate to our hostel rooms. You can see it all, right from our Olympic size swimming pool to our a small hospital that we have on campus. Everything is there. Internationalization, I think our name says OP Jindal Global University, and we live by our middle of the name, which is global. I think Jindal again today we have about 250 plus tie-ups with universities across the world, and that is because we have these tie-ups as part of our curriculum. We encourage our students to go abroad. We want our students to go abroad to places such as Harvard and Oxford, and I will be talking about those tie-ups later on in the presentation. Alumni outcomes, Jindal has now a vast number of alumni that have been very successful and have been around, are very successful and are around the globe now. There are people who are pursuing higher education in top institutions, who are at very good jobs, right from World Bank to United Nations to investment banking. So I again talk about alumni outcomes, but this is very important for you to judge any university by. Rankings, award, and accreditation. As I said, we are now an institution of eminence. Student life, we definitely have a very good student life on campus. And that is what keeps us motivated. That the vibe on campus is such an amazing vibe that we love being on campus, staying on campus. As I said, we have 5,000 plus students who stay on campus. Yeah, so institution of eminence. We are now an institution of eminence. As I said, world university rankings. We are amongst the top 2.5% of universities in the world. So yes, today we are going to speak about Jindal School of Government and Public Policy, which is India's first public policy school. So this is the unique aspect about the economics program at Jindal. We do not have a department of economics. Economics has been set up under the umbrella of Jindal School of Government and Public, which means automatically we are reimagining the economics program. We are saying that we don't want to teach you economics in the boring old way, which is you only study subjects related to quant or statistics or basic microeconomics or macroeconomics. We want to teach you economics in the way which is the need of today's world, which is interdisciplinarity. You need to, if you are an economic student, you need to understand how other disciplines are helping in developing an understanding of economics. I'm sure you all remember the if not all, but some of you may remember the financial crisis that happened in 2008. And now a lot of economists around the world, not even handful, were able to predict that there will be an economic crisis. And that raised alarm bells amongst the economists around the world. Why is that people acted the way that they do? What was that? If you go by economic numbers and theorems, the financial crisis should never have happened. The economy should have continued booming, and there should never have been a crash, a such devastating crash such as happened in 2008. And that was because economics didn't have an understanding of psychology. They didn't understand sociology. They didn't understand human behavior, which is not predictable. We are, so we at Jindal are doing economics in the new way, where we are not playing emphasis only on one theorem or formula and asking our students to just do their statistics and maths and forget about the world around them, because we are human beings. There are a lot of variables that are involved in our day-to-day lives, and we appreciate that in our teaching. Economics has always been about land, labor, capital, or entrepreneurship. That is what is thought of as main courses that should be studied or taught to students in economics. But we believe that we should be talking about sustainable development, climate change. How can economists help people in the world fighting to fight climate change? How can economists help in achieving sustainable development goals, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and still our economy doing well and booming, and we are creating jobs? So this is a completely different approach to economics from any other school, and I can bet you any other public institution in India or any other private institutions in India have never even thought of putting economics as a subject of policy, which we at Jindal have done. We have made it as a subject which is very closely related to government and public policy. So that's one of our major reasons of our major key point of our economics program. So why study BA Economics? As I said, we have an interdisciplinary approach to economics. We teach our students the value and the understanding of subjects just apart from only economics, and that's why I think that's one of the major reasons that you should study economics. So if you are studying economics at OP Jindal Global University, you will understand the interrelation between economy and society. You will also you will also be considering economic problems from a global perspectives while taking a local approach to solving them. One of the examples that uh, one of our faculty gives very frequently is that even at your home, if your mother is doing job and your father is working, that's an economic question, right? And that is because economist is all about understanding how humans make decisions with amongst scarce resources. So probably your father goes out because he feels that he is much more productive going out of the house, while your mother feels that she is much more productive and adding value to your household. So these are the certain common basic questions that we find an answer to in economics program. Why do people take certain decisions given the scale in the given scarce resources that we have? So economics at OP Jindal will teach you economics from the basics and going up to the complex problems in the world that are there. To make connections between economic systems, different components, goes without saying, to gauge the implications of decision related to economic policy, and to respond to economic problems arising out of society. So we are very embedded in the society, and our approach to economics is around the societies that we live in. I think one of the key selling points for my program, or I should say not key attraction for my program, is my faculty set. You see, and this is just half of the faculty that I'm showcasing here because of the space issue, but you see people from Oxford, London School of Economics, JNU, Industrial Technical Institute, uh, people from top institutions around the world, and these are full-time faculty. Again, I'm emphasizing these are full-time faculty. You see our dean, Professor Dr. Sudarshan Ramaswamy, he's an authority on economics. He is a guy who has worked at Ford Foundation for 8 years. A long part of his career has been spent at World Bank. He is a Rhodes Scholar, a guy from University of Oxford and Delhi School of Economics, a key authority. I doubt any institution can give you access to people like these that we have at OP Jindal Global University. And these guys are all available on campus 24/7. Most of them stay on campus. So the kind of access to faculty that you have, I don't think any other school can give you that kind of access to this intellectual powerhouse that we have at Jindal School of Government and Public Policy. So I'll request students, I don't have all the time, but please go through their profiles. Amazing people from around the world who are teaching at. So this is our program. We do semester wise, so there are 2 semesters in a year. If you see your first 2 semesters, first 2 years, actually first 4 semesters will go into having a understanding of economics. So you form a fantastic base for economics through this program. You will study subjects like mathematics, statistics, economics, history of economics, microeconomics, macroeconomics. But in the final year, you will have electives, and this is where there are 10 electives, and this is where the beauty of interdisciplinarity will come out. Imagine studying subjects such as these. See some of our electives. I don't think any other university can give you this kind of electives. Electives from design thinking, negotiation, meditation, and arbitration. Humor as a tool for business success. Imagine there is a subject which we teach by humor as a tool for business success. I don't think many universities around the globe will have this. Art of listening, behavioral economics, law economy. So the breadth and the depth are both available for my students. Breadth is the interdisciplinarity part, and depth is the part where you learn economics from the word go. First 2 years, hardcore economics. I'm not saying third year is not economics, but economics in a different approach. Imagine studying in this classroom. You also get an opportunity to learn foreign languages. So we have at Jindal, we have a lot of centers which are doing very well. One of the very important center that we have is a language center. So if you're interested, from year 1, you can start learning either of these languages. You can learn Mandarin, Spanish, French, German, and even Arabic. So students who want to go to Middle East and work. So the option that is available to our students, is one of, I love the kind of flexibility and opportunities that we provide at JSCP to our students. Student-led initiatives, we get some of the best students from around the country. And when these intellectual powerhouses are on our campus, they can't, they can't sit quiet. And we don't want them to sit quiet. So we are a 24/7 campus. We are alive and kicking right till late at night. There are a lot of clubs, and I've mentioned some clubs here, clubs such as Arthniti, which talks about uh, having an experience outside of your classroom. If you are, and it can be from different schools. A school of law student can be interested in economics, and he can share ideas in this club with a student from School of Economics or a school of International Affairs. Policy Corner is an online writing blog that is run by our student community. Amazing blog. You should go and see that blog. What a wonderful work our students are doing. So similar, we have Public Policy Club, we have Enactors, which is Entrepreneurship Club. By the way, we also have Jindal School for Entrepreneurship, which helps in students with their business ideas. You should check their website out. So fantastic student-led initiatives at OP Jindal Global University. Internship programs. I recommend all my students to do internship. And minimum requirement for our eco program is that you do minimum 2 internships. Internships are done generally in semester breaks, but you can do even up to 4 internships. And students in the past have, interned in Prime Minister's office, in Niti Aayog, in World Bank, United Nations, all fantastic organizations. So internship program is key, and we encourage students to take up internship. Internships generally last from 4 to 8 weeks. We encourage students to take up internships in first and second years, as I said, but even third year, you have the capability. And all these internship programs are run by our Office of Career Services. So OCS, as we call it, gives you opportunities. So there is a very close interaction that the student has with a representative in OCS. My colleagues from Office of Career Services will guide a student from day one when you enter campus. They will have regular sessions with you on the kind of opportunities that you are looking for, the kind of companies that you want to apply, the kind of work that you want to do, and then they will also teach you on how to apply to those companies. They will also bring those companies on campus and also teach you how to network, how to give an interview, how to probably make a resume. Those basic skills which are very necessary for any successful student. So those kind of opportunities are given by our internship program, again provided fully, and this internship can be paid or unpaid, but they are very, very academically strong internships. So as I said, international mobility, one of our major points in OP Jindal that we emphasize is that all our students should have international experience. So and at the best of places. So some of the options I have mentioned here. We have a program where you can go for multilateral and diplomacy program, PPE program with Oxford. You can go for a short-term study program to study PPE at Oxford. You can go to Columbia Business School, and who's of world's universities are there? UC Berkeley, Harvard, Fletcher, Sciences, Wharton School, London School of Economics. I forgot to mention this here. You name it. Our students are there every year. Every semester we send close to 150 plus students abroad for summer exchange programs, study abroad programs, short-term programs. Amazing opportunities. Again, no university can give you those kind of mobility that we can. Higher education destinations. A lot of our students have gone abroad to pursue master's program. Again, you will see students going for management, they're going for financial mathematics, they're going for economic policy studies, development studies. That's some of the best universities. So I gave a couple of seconds for you to see the slide, but again, who's of global universities are there for your reference. Career options for our students from economics range from right from public and policy sector roles in government and think tanks to becoming economists to financial risk analysts, to data analysts, to financial planners, to economic researchers, to financial consultants, investment analysts. So economists are in demand throughout the year, and they are prized for their research capabilities. They are very good with numbers in statistics and quant. So anything that has to do with numbers, you guys will be there. So the program that we have, so we'll now come to the program. The program that we have is called BA Honors in Economics. The course duration is for 3 years. Our admission criteria is that all our students are selected through a holistic admission process. So, and everything is online on our website. When you go to our website, jgu.edu.in, they will ask you for your grades, and grades will be from grade 10, 11, and 12. And then there will be a personal statement kind. The School of Economics doesn't have an SOP or personal statement, but there are certain very good questions that they have asked. I'll talk about those questions that are asked in the application process, but how you answer them is also very important for us at School of Economics to understand if you make the cut to our admission process. Remember, we are a very competitive university. We get way more applications than the seats we have. So we get some of the brightest students. And how do we select them is an holistic admission process. But I'll say many of them, average score of 85% plus in grade 12. That is our average score of students who get into School of Government and Public Policy. But minimum is any student above 60% marks in grade 12 can apply to us. There is a test that you have to give. If you have given SAT, ACT, it's good. But if you don't have SAT, ACT score, then you have to write JSAT. This is Jindal Scholastic Aptitude Test. I will be talking about JSAT in the next slide, how you can give JSAT, what is it about. So a lot of updates in the next slide. Yeah, so we have our program fee as, so application fee is 3,000. Program fee is 3,50,000 per year, followed by a residence fee of 2,40,000. So these are the two components of our fees. One is your tuition fee per annum, which is 3,50,000, and one is your residence fee, which is 2,40,000 per annum. So this is in short the financial involvement in the fee part, the finances that are involved, and one-time application fee of 3,000, which is payable when you apply to us. As I said, our complete application process is online on our website, admissions.jgu.edu.in. We also have tie-ups with banks to give subsidized loans, education loans. So we have tie-up with ICICI, Dena Bank, Credila, and you can reach out to the admissions office. If required, we can help you out with the education loan process. There are a lot of helpful people, staff who can help you out with the details. So loans options is also available for students. So our process is, as I said, holistic admission process. When you go online, we require your scores from grade 10, 11, and 12. We require your SAT, ACT, or JSAT score, extracurricular activities, personal context via those questions I'll be talking about, and an in-person assessment. So all our students have to undergo an interview. All our interviews are currently happening via telephone voice calls or WhatsApp calls. So you don't need to travel anywhere. You can complete the entire admission process sitting in your home. Just go online. Everything can be done online on the internet. So that's the beauty of our admission process. We do not have any couriers to be sent, anything in person to be done. Everything can be done from the comfort of your home. What is JSAT? JSAT is a 120 minutes online test comprising of 120 questions covering areas from logical reasoning, maths, and English. It is conducted by Pearson VUE. The application fee is 950. So there are two application students that you need to be aware of. One is the application that you make to the program, 3,000 rupees to Jindal School of Government and Public Policy. Now, post that application, once you have generated your application ID, you go to pearsonvue.com/JSAT and apply for a date to give your JSAT exam. So two applications, but currently the update is that due to COVID, all the centers are closed. Students can't give JSAT. So we have made JSAT as of now provisional, wherein you can still get an offer letter without any standardized test score. Like if you don't have SAT score, ACT score, JSAT scores, it's okay. We can give you a provisional offer letter right now, but you will have to give it later, at least before the beginning of the academic year. You will have to give JSAT and get a minimum. I think 55% marks in JSAT is the minimum that you need to make the cut for our program. So I'll be talking about that also in my next slide. What has the COVID done to our admission process. Questions that have to be answered as part of our application process, and this is something that we make, which we pay a lot of emphasis on. These 5 questions have to be answered. Every question has to be answered by our students. You'll see question like, why are you interested in economics? What do you think makes you suitable candidate for the program? What is the biggest economic problem of India, in your opinion? If we print double the amount of money we have in circulation, will it make us richer? What is the bigger problem between poverty and unemployment? And after graduating, where do you see yourself after 5 years? So see, what we are trying to do and indicate right from our admission process is that economics at Jindal is not going to be only about theoretical part. We are a practical or practice-oriented school. We want our students to be involved in various other disciplines, and it will only happen if they are smart, creative, they have imagination, and they are aware of their surroundings. So all of these questions, these 5 questions, emphasize students to have that kind of outlook, and we are looking for those kind of students who have that kind of outlook and who can be the right fit in our program at OP Jindal Global University. So please make sure that you answer these questions very carefully. Sometimes I feel that students answer it in shorthand, which will not make the cut, my dear. You have to be very thorough, and interview will be asking questions around these questions only. So you have to be very thorough. Please make sure that you write these questions very nicely, answer these questions very nicely when you're filling our application form for OP Jindal Global University. So I was talking about our admissions policy update due to COVID. And this is mentioned here, since JSAT is not possible due to lockdown, we are rolling out provisional offers to students subject to their achieving minimum grades required in class 12 and JSAT. So you can please submit your applications. Our interviews are happening right now. You can have an offer of admission from us even without SAT, ACT or JSAT score. You will have to clear JSAT at a later date. As I said, minimum score requirement is 55%, and you can give JSAT on a more than once. So it can be multiple times. If you don't make the cut in first take, you can take a second take. I think there are about three opportunities for students to write JSAT. Okay, so and with regards to finances, we follow UGC guidelines on refund. Full fee will be refunded with nominal deduction for students who may not clear JSAT. But I don't think there will be many such students. But if you have that question, we have full fee refund policy as per the UGC policy. So a lot of students ask me what happens in an interview and what is an interview judging. So we judge applications on 5 criteria. One is your oral communication, how good you are to articulate your thoughts. Second is your written communication, how well you have answered your questions. As I said in the previous slide, very important. We need to see how well you write. Your imagination and creativity, again, it comes from those 5 questions that I talked about. We can judge your imagination and creativity from there. Self-reflection. How much do you understand yourself? Is it really economics that you want to do, or maybe some other subject? Probably you may not be right fit, and we can tell you in 15 minutes of that interview process. Diversity and range of extracurriculars is very important. We want our students, as I said, not only addicted to books, but also some other key aspect of your personality that we want to look at. So diversity and range of extracurriculars is a key part of our interview process. Now coming to scholarships, a lot of students have asked me this question also. Scholarships are at Jindal are given on a means cum merit basis. Only student families, so means cum merit means that students having family income below 30 lakhs are only eligible to apply for scholarships. So if your family, and we will require some supporting documents such as income tax, bank statements, asset declaration, there is a different process altogether for that. So you can apply for means cum merit scholarship. Maximum scholarship that was given for our eco program was 100% last year, and we did have multiple other scholarships in the range of 10%, 25%, 50%, but that will only happen after the grade 12 results are out and JSAT results are out. As we are a means cum merit basis university, we only offer scholarships when all the results are out and we can make a concrete decision about your academic standing and overall standing in our student body at OP Jindal Global University. Amenities and facilities. As I said initially, we have one of the best campuses in India. Uh, we have 5,000, close to 5,000 students staying on campus. We have a 24-hour health center. We have wash hospitality solutions as laundry service provider. We have guards. We have CCTV cameras. We have Olympic-sized swimming pool, gymnasium, student lounges, food services, food court, bank branch, post office extension counter. So we are like a mini city based out of Sonipat. So all those facilities are amongst the best in the country. Again, talking about infrastructure, as I mentioned, and it just summarizes that 82-acre campus, library. So I'll skip this slide. Student life is one of the most important highlight of our campus. We have very vibrant student life. We have, as I said, a lot of clubs. Round the clock. Something is happening on campus. People such as stalwarts such as Nasruddin Shah, Beni G have performed on campus, and every other week there is some cultural experience or cultural performance happening on campus. Sports facilities I have already mentioned. So this is our campus. Sonipat, I think, and these are all mobile shot pictures. We have not edited it, so you can see the full beauty of our campus. This is one of our classrooms. So again, it's coming from someone who has lived in campus for almost 2 years now. I love my stay at OP Jindal Global University. Beautiful campus. We are right in the midst of nature, pollution-free environment. Living in Delhi NCR, I think one of the best living standards that you have, environment friendly, very accessible to Delhi, beautiful skies in the evenings. This is our food court area. This is our library. This is our reading room. We love our reading room. I love sitting there and studying many times in the evenings. This is our hostel room, so fully residential, and we are a compulsory residential university. Okay. Yes, so as I said, we are an institution of eminence now by MHRD Government of India. I'm done with my presentation. I'll be happy to take your questions now if there are any. Okay, students, you can ask me your questions in the chat box. I'm happy to take them. I have one first question from Ishita. Ishita says, I study in boarding school and I couldn't give JSAT. The admissions department said that I could give it after my board exam, so I have to register again. Uh, as I said, I think somebody from my admissions office has already answered here that you will have to register again. But to tell you very frankly, as of now, given the problems around the world and given the COVID situation, we are not penalizing you for something that is not in your hand. You know, the whole world is on lockdown, and we appreciate and we understand the situation that you are in. So we will not penalize you if you're not able to give JSAT, and that's why the admissions policy were updated, is because we don't want to say that a student should wait and write JSAT and then come to us when we can evaluate you probably or based on your academics, probably based on your questions that you have in application form, based on your interview. So we have, this is a very flexible approach that we have employed. Yes, you will have to give your JSAT at a later date. And I must mention, there is also a talk of JSAT moving online, although I'll hold on to it. There's no official communication from Pearson. But what I am hearing is that you will not have to, even after a few days when it goes online, you will not have to go anywhere. You can give it from your home itself, JSAT. So don't worry for JSAT. I'll suggest, so complete your application form, sit down for the interview, and give your exam. Get an application provisional offer of admission from us. We'll make sure that you get an opportunity to write JSAT as soon as possible. Okay. Now, tell about the placements. Placements, as I said, are one of the highlights at OP Jindal Global University. Our students, alumni, are, but I'll say one thing here. majority of our students are, I'd say 70 to 80% go abroad for higher education. So if you go to my slide, I had mentioned a lot of students going to London School of Economics, Oxford, Harvard, and all those kind of places for higher education. So the students that we get typically at Jindal are very smart. They are very bright, and most of them are looking to pursue a master's level education in either economics or some other field of their interest, or development economics or macroeconomics or microeconomics. So 70 to 80% of them go abroad for higher education. There is a 20% that look for placements, and those are again very bright students. Let me tell you that some of them are working in United Nations. I have a couple of my students who are working in the Prime Minister's office, in Niti Aayog, in World Bank. So fantastic placements. I think we should, if you are interested, we can even connect you to some of our alumni who are doing very well around the world, and they will be happy to, probably talk to you about the kind of opportunities that you can have. But let me tell you this, Adhiraj. If you are a student at Jindal, you are amongst the top students of economics in India, because you have made the cut. Our admission process is not easy. And if you are bright, we will make sure that you go places. We will make sure that you have a career which may not be available to a student of economics from any other university. So leave it to us. We will make sure that you have a beautiful career, a very successful career, and where people around you can take note of the success that you have. Okay, so Shivani has asked me a question. What is the batch size of BA Economics course? So one of our very important. Thank you, Shivani, for this question. One of our very important aspect at Jindal is that we have small class sizes. Our faculty to student ratio is 1:9, which is one of the best student ratios in India. So we have small class sizes so that each of my student has a direct interaction with the faculty. You have faculty mentors who guide students on, from small things, sir, which electives should I take, or from the biggest things, what kind of career should I take. So we are looking at a class size of not more than 100. If we get very good applications, and probably we can't reject those very bright kids, we may go up to 120, but nothing more than 120 is our class size for this year that we are looking to offer, because such is the demand that I can have a bigger class size, but our approach to education and our resources are limited. So only 120 dear, not more than 120. I'm sorry. Okay, Somil Luthra has asked me a question. How would students from North Math background cope up in this course? Wow, Somil, I love this question. So yes, we encourage students from even non-maths background to come and study with us at School of Economics. We are, this year onwards, we have started a Maths and Stats boot camp, wherein if you get an offer of letter from us and we feel that you're good enough, even without maths, to come and study with us, we will be sending you from the start of, I think, May, June, and July. You will have online assignments, teaching material, and also very important webinar classes for students from non-maths background. And if you, so that is done from day zero onwards. So the day you accept our offer and we select you, you will have access to our faculty, our curriculum. And when you come on campus in August, you will have a 2 weeks Maths and Start boot camp. So the faculty will be spending 2 weeks with you to get you up to the level of probably students with maths and maths and stats background. So absolutely, we acknowledge that students from non-maths background may need some support, and we will give you that support. And I think again, Jindal stands out in that aspect, that we are the only university offering a maths and stats boot camp for students from non-maths background, especially for students like you, Somil. How to prepare for JSET? My student Khushi has asked me that. Khushi, if I may tell you, you can just go online on Pearson VUE. I had mentioned it in one of my slides. They have a lot of sample papers available. You can just Google in JSAT Pearson, and they will take you to the Pearson website. Just go on that website and explore it. As I said, 120 minutes test, 2-hour test based on your maths, English, and logical reasoning. It's quite easy. I'll not say that you need to do coaching to prepare for that. It's basic maths and basic logical reasoning from your grade 10, 11, and 12. So I don't think you need to go to coaching for that. Just do some sample papers, and you should be good to go. And that is what I've heard from my students. They do some sample papers and they are able to achieve the marks that are required. What is the admission process for the students doing IB diploma? My student Vrinda has asked me that. Vrinda, for IB diploma, we need a minimum score of 24, and we do not take IB certificates. We only take IB diploma students. And this year we know that with COVID happening, the predicted scores have been taken as the final scores for IB students. So your school can send us your final grades. Your counselor can send it to us on our admission ID, and we can help you out. So IB diploma, the admission process remains same. It's minimum 24 in your IB diploma. Can I apply to BA Economics instead of opting through liberal arts? Ravnish Patel. Ravnish Patil, yes, you are free to choose whatever you want to do. If you feel that you only want to study economics and you don't want to study language, you don't want to study philosophy or history or literature, you don't want to learn dance or visual arts, and you just want to focus on economics and few other subjects, go for economics. But if you feel that you are that kind of personality that will appreciate reading about history, literature, or learning about expressive arts, or learning language compulsory, like in my liberal arts program, it's compulsory for students to learn Spanish. So that's a different approach. So it depends on you, on if you want to study liberal arts or economics. We have both the programs and we welcome students in both the programs. What percentage of seats from course have already been offered? Very good question, Shivani. We have already running almost closed. I think this weekend we are having interviews for the balance 30%. Almost 70% of our class size is filled. We are just looking for last 30% of our students seats to be filled up. So my request to all my students is, don't wait for deadlines to come in. You should fill and submit your application form right away and take an offer of admission from us. Having an offer of admission from Jindal School of Public Policy is a matter of prestige. So get that prestige going for you and don't wait for the deadlines, because seats are running fast, my dear, and your friends are already there. You should not wait any longer. How many times can I apply after I get rejected once? Ranveer Singh Patel, if you are rejected once, then it's forever. You cannot apply for BA Economics program at Jindal. Probably you can look for some of our other programs in Jindal School of Government Public Policy. We also have some other programs that you can apply for. But rejected, it is a very strong word. I will say we do not do rejection. We say we see your fit. If you are not fit for the economics program, probably you are fit for some other program. Probably you are fit for some other very good program. So it's not that we are rejecting you, my dear. It's just that we feel that you are not the right fit. Probably some other program will be the right fit for you. So apply for those kind of programs. Get in touch with your admissions counselor. He will guide you. Adhiraj says, thank you so much, sir, for the explanation. Thank you, Adhiraj. You're welcome. Tarun, can I take an elective from any school or is it rejected? Tarun, my friend, it is so required that you take elective from other schools. You may not want to, but we'll encourage you to take elective from other schools. Interdisciplinarity, my friend, is the key for us at Jindal School of Government and Public Policy. So take subjects from other schools, definitely. Jay Mehra, we are looking for admissions to 2021 batch. Hence, we should start the process. Jaya Mehra, yes, you can start the admission process. You can reach out to us. My email ID is mentioned on the slide, ankurvora@jdu.edu.in. My mobile number is there. I'm available on WhatsApp. You can reach out to me. We will help you out. But admission process officially for 2021 batch will begin somewhere in mid-October. So you still have time for it. You can start preparing for your admission process. Probably start preparing for JSAT or SAT, ACT, but you still have time. Considering the latest UGC report, is the academic year likely to start in August? Yes, as per the last night UGC directions, we are beginning our session from August 1 for our current students and September 1 for the new session. So we are on track. and we are following all the guidelines set up by Government of India. If Government of India has given out a circular, it applies to OP Jindal as well. We will follow whatever instructions that we get from UGC. Okay, we are just running out of time. I have just one last minute left, so I'll take last few questions. I can see Ishita asking, last question is, if you get an offer of admission, what are the chances of getting in? If you get an offer of admission, your chances are you're already in. So I think that is self-answered. If you get an offer admission from us, you are in the program. Provided, yes, provisional offer, provided you get minimum 60% in grade 12 and also a minimum of 55% JSAT score. So that is required. Otherwise, you are in. Would the economics course start from scratch, as I am from science background? Somil, yes, economics program will start from scratch. Even if you have not studied economics in your school, you can easily cope up. We appreciate students from different backgrounds, and there is no problem at all. You will learn economics from scratch. Okay, guys, students, thank you so much. We have just run out of time. It's 2 o'clock, and we have another webinar which has been planned from 2. But thank you so much for being here today with us. Thank you so much for having an interest in our programs, Jindal School of Government and Public Policy. You are welcome to reach out to us for any admission process. But my one last message is apply and finish your admission process right away. Don't wait for seats to get over. I do get a lot of students reaching out to me in the month of June and say, sir, we have run out of time. Why don't we have seats left? But I can't help you at that point of time, dear. You have an interest, fill up the form, submit your form 100%, get an interview, get an offer done, and we look forward to having you on campus with us at OP Jindal soon. I look forward to having you in our admissions office and doing your orientation. For you, your parents, your uncles, aunts, everybody are welcome for the orientation day. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to my team who is also here answering these questions for you. Have a good day. Stay safe. Stay home, people. Thank you, students. Take care.